How's it going, guys? My name's iALiEN. Today I'm back on another Identity 5 video. Today I will be doing another patch notes analysis video. Today it is for the August 22nd / August 23rd update. So let's get right into the video. Okay, so let's get right into the patch notes analysis. I will go over all of the contents. I won't read all of the bug fixes and everything, but let's just get into the patch notes. So let's see, the first thing for maintenance content for this week. Treasure, the Season 1 Essence Sphere 5 is available. New costumes, emotes, and accessories have been updated. When you receive the Poseidon's Crown costume, you will also receive the Hunter, the Feaster. This character can only be used in quick and custom match modes during the first week, just like every other new character. So this is one of the new characters that goes into the Essence, unlike the Forward and Geisha who just came out. He's like the Mind's Eye, Soul Weaver, Priestess, who for the first week, the only way to get him is through getting the costume in the new Essence. So his name is the Feaster. You may know him by Haster or the Yellow Lord. Those are the two other names that's been used. But it seems like they changed his name because I've never heard the Feaster before. But that's what they went with the translation. Map. The all-new Lakeside Village map is available. What secrets lie in this unfortunate known village where the villagers mysteriously vanished? Go and find out. During the first week of availability, this map will not be available in ranked matches, but can be played in quick and custom games, similar to the Red Church. I will be doing a full map analysis video, map showcase video, probably tomorrow. That it'll be, I'll have the video out where I'll be going over the entire map with the lawyer, showing you the whole map. And I forgot, I'm doing character analysis at the end of this video for the Feaster. But yeah, I will be doing a full map showcase tomorrow. And this is a really, really cool map. I've played it a few times in the Chinese client, and it's really cool. It's gigantic. A lot to do. It's unlike any of the other maps in the game. Lots more verticality than those other maps. So I'm really excited for this map. I've been waiting for this map since the game first came out. Okay, next up, free for a limited time. The Survivor, Quarterback, and the Hunter, Soul Weaver are free for a limited time. The way they put it is kind of misleading. It kind of seems like, oh, they're free. You can just get them for a limited time for free, or you can use them for free for a limited time. But I do not believe that's what this means. I believe they're being added into the free character rotation. So you know how you get a free Survivor or a free Hunter every day. The characters that they include previously was the Forward and the Mind's Eye and the Priestess, and for Hunters, the Soul Weaver and Geisha. But now they will include the Forward and Soul Weaver into this rotation. So as new characters come out, these characters will be put in. These are the first new characters to get put in. And don't get misled by Quarterback. This is just the wrong translation. It's the Forward. I guess the Quarterback's like a football, and the Forward is rugby. So I guess when they translated the game from China, they didn't know which one to go with. But it's not Quarterback. It's the Forward. So next, in battle, added new UI options for the placement of the stair button when playing against Geisha. This is really good to just help you manage Geisha even more. She can be really annoying, so this is really good to have this. Next, battle adjusted the spawning areas for survivors and hunters to prevent survivors spawning next to hunters at the start of the game. This is a must-needed change. Not like hunters need to be nerfed anymore, but this was unintended, and a lot of times hunters will spawn right next to survivors, and this is always frustrating when when a hunter will spawn right next to you when you are playing survivor. Next, slightly increase the preparation time for hunters in the lobby so that they have more time to choose their characters and skills. Um, Change the positions of some cipher machines on the red church and hospital maps to prevent the concentration of cipher machines in one area. Also, co-op decoding speed has been appropriately reduced. I personally do not like these changes. This is the only bad thing about the update for me. And it's not a bad thing for the game at all. It's just I don't like these changes. Basically, in these maps, these two maps, if survivors decoded in a certain way, three ciphers were really close to each other. They were really close to each other. So a hunter could basically camp all three ciphers. Just stand there. If you were the geisha, you could fly up, camp it. If you were who else? Oh, if you could put peepers down if you wanted to. Soul Weaver could web up all of the three ciphers. So whatever you really any hunter, but you could camp all three ciphers and make it really hard for the survivor to decode because you're just standing there and they have to come there. But and you could think, oh, that was horrible. The only thing is in high rank matches, the balance is really bad and it's really favored towards survivors. So as a high ranked hunter, this was really one of the only things you could do to win these matches. When they're decoding at that speed and doing and kiting you, infinite looping you to death, this was the one saving grace you had, was if they messed up, and this could be stopped by survivors. If all you had to do was just not decode in one area, you had to decode in multiple areas so this wouldn't happen and decode one of these three ciphers. Or you could just have one character distract the hunter while you take turns decoding at ciphers. But this was the one way for the hunter to actually have a chance in in a map like the Red Church, which is in the hospital, are both really good for survivors. And this was the one saving grace in both of those maps that let hunters compete. So this is a bummer for me, but I know this is a good change for the game overall. I'm not sure why co-op coding speed has been reduced. I don't know why that's happened. But next, add a surrender function for hunters. When the game has passed the 8-minute mark, hunters can now choose to surrender. All survivors in the game will have escaped, and their points will be calculated accordingly. This is really good. Lots of times, survivors try and taunt you, and the game's over, and really, we all know the game's over, so you just want to surrender eventually. You just want to get out. And this is really good because the extra minute you wait could be the minute left in ranked matches or whatever. So this is a good feature. They changed the position of the buttons for the dash hit and soul departure. This is probably the best feature in this update. I can use Geisha again. I don't know what was wrong. I thought I was the only one. I guess I wasn't. But I always hit soul departure as Geisha. I've lost so many matches because of this. Miss hitting soul departure when I was just moving my camera and the tip, some part of my hand, some part of my thumb would hit soul departure and I would fly and there's like 5 seconds to come back down and it was horrible. Messed me up so many times. So thank you NetEase so much for changing this. And to avoid unintentionally activating the wrong ability. Exactly. So thank you. This is really good. Multiple options have been added to the quick message system and it can be customized in the settings. This is really good. Some of the quick messages were not helpful at all. Now I'm sure they added more helpful ones, more specific quick messages, and that should help with random teams. A new attack assist option has been added to settings. When turned off, hunters will no longer automatically turn towards survivors when attacking. This is also a really good feature because auto aim was it you could think, oh, it's good for hunters, it's good, but many times it's not. Survivors could exploit auto aim against hunters, and if you were going to, yes, tunnel, I find nothing wrong with tunneling, but if you were going to tunnel a survivor or just hit a specific survivor that just got rescued, they could just get in your way and you couldn't hit them, like, because they would keep switching you over to hit the other one even though you were facing that specific survivor. Also, mechanics could use their robot to do the same thing, their doll, to stop hits from themselves. This should really help out. Thank you once again. A great feature, and this is just a great update overall, the best update ever and the biggest update ever. And all the updates have been really good. Last week's update was pretty underwhelming, but this update definitely makes up for it. Survivors will be automatically switched to sprint mode after recovering from incapacitated state. This is a great feature once again. Many times if you was in crouch, you forgot about it, or standing, and then you just get taken down immediately. So this is really good. Um, Next one's about the points. It doesn't really matter. That the Jack's Fog doesn't matter. Tier settlement reward. So basically, this is just a end of season reward based on what rank you get. The highest rank you reach, you get a reward. And the season, for anyone wondering when the season 1 ends, it does end September 13th. Next, chat portrait and portrait frames have been added to chat. This is nice. Settlement, whatever. The like function is now available, so you can like different people if they are good teammates. This is good. You're able to see who are really good teammates or who's really good teammates as survivors, and this will help out. Let me get some water real quick. Okay, so next, name change. The cooldown period after changing your name has been changed from 30 days to 7 days. This is good. No one wants to wait a whole month just to change their name. Um, UI, you can read that. It doesn't matter. Modified graphics quality on maps. Addressing the issue of freezing and phones heating up. This is important because I've played on a lower end device before, and the freezing and stuff like that is really bad. So hopefully that fixes that. I myself don't have problems, but that should help you out. Um, a new emote has been added for the Geisha's Bride costume. This is basically when you look at it, a new action happens. Same happens for the Gamekeeper skins. And I noticed that the emote hadn't been happening when I clicked on it, so that should do it. Mine's eye character, uh, and just a bunch of other stuff. Here's some bug fixes. Okay. Repaired an issue where players may accidentally open a chest or locker when navigating the screen. This is a really good bug fix. I will accidentally open a chest, or this is horrible when it happens. Accidentally open a locker when I'm just going through turning my camera, and hopefully this gets fixed now. Hopefully it is fixed now. I also repaired the issue where the gamekeeper is unable to hit survivors with his chain hook that are revolting or pushing pallets. This should help him out. Okay, so that's all of the patch notes. It was an absolutely gigantic update, the biggest yet in terms of bug fixes and new features. Great update overall. So many great quality of life features that I haven't even been asking for, but I really need it. And great update. Props to NetEase. And the one thing I don't see in the patch notes is the new gifting function. They did say last week that that would be in this update. I don't see. I'm not sure they just forgot to include it or what. But they did say it would be in the update, so I'll have to see if it's in there. And of course, you get 200 clues as always. So now let me get into. I'll show you a video of the new hunter, the feaster, and then I'll get into analysis of the character. Okay, so there's some gameplay of the new hunter. He looks really good. And let's get into the analysis. He looks super cool. That costume is really cool. His regular skin is it's okay. I'm not a big fan of it, but that costume, yeah, that is definitely pretty sick. And that's how he looks regularly. So let's get into his background first. There was a messenger who wears a yellow robe and hides his face. He predicted that a certain dynasty would come to a huge disaster. People refer to him as the Yellow Lord since he is nameless. He is the embodiment of disaster and pain, but those who are curious are always trying to find his traces and hope to seek the revelation of the true face of the world. So let's see his external trait. Shape of fear. Survivors staying in the warning radius for too long, being hit, being inspected by the gorge, failing to calibrate, failing down on teammates. So I'm pretty sure that's like failing the falling down on teammates, or sitting in a rocket chair will generate fear, attracting the formation of the abyss, and Haster can also drive the abyss to the nearby survivors, but in the vicinity of an occupied rocket chair, the abyssal touch is faster. So you can see right there, he's really good for camping, because when someone's in a rocket chair, it's him, his tentacles are even better. So basically, tentacles come out of the ground, as you could see in the gameplay, and then you can pick a survivor to have them hit, and then they hit that survivor, and it does damage to them. Normal damage. Next, for his abilities at 50. The name Abyssal Touch. Haster can dominate the nearby abyss. Long press the skill button to select the abyss attack and tap the nearby survivor. So basically, you long press it to pick where you want the tentacle to be at, and can also long press it to pick which survivor you want the tentacle to hit. Next is Nightmare Invasion. Haster can summon a Deep Touch, long press the skill button to move to the selected position and release the Deep Soul Touch. But if in the vicinity of an occupied rocket chair, the Abyssal Touch will disappear faster. It can summon a Deep Touch. Yeah, I think it's basically the same thing. I probably explained it in the last one, but yeah, it seems to be the same thing. And next, Nightmare Gaze. Haster can dominate the Abyssal Touch to command its sniper to the nearest survivor. While Haster can stare at the survivors, and the survivors will attract the abyss when they pass the abyss within 20 seconds. The Abyssal Touch while when Haster gazes at the survivor will add 15 seconds of cooldown to the Nightmare attack. So this is where the Feaster becomes even better, because basically if you're chasing down a survivor and you can basically put a mark on them or Nightmare Gaze, and then tentacles will just keep popping up out of nowhere. And if they take a second just to not move or whatever, they're gonna get hit. They're gonna get hit. So they have to always be moving, and it's just gonna keep popping up, even with you not doing anything at all. So this is a really good ability. Once he gets to max, uh, what's it called? Max presence. Yeah, that he becomes really, really strong. So he's a great late game hunter. So now let me just I'll analyze how he is. So basically, I'm not sure what your thoughts on him yet are. Some of you may be looking at him and saying, "Oh my goodness, he's so OP," and some of you may be looking at him and saying, he's decent," or he's weak." So basically, he's gonna be a top 3 hunter. He's gonna be S tier. S tier at worst, A tier, but probably S tier. He will become one of the top 3 hunters in the game, along with Geisha and Smiley. He will be as good as them. He has a slow pallet destroying speed, a slow movement speed as well, and a slow vaulting speed. But he does have a long range of attack, and if you hold it, his range of attack is gigantic. So he is going to be a really good hunter, a great hunter for camping, obviously, but also a great hunter for looping, because he can put one of the tentacles at a pallet at a window, and when the survivor tries to loop it, they're getting hit. So the infinite loopers, this is a way to stop infinite loopers, which I really like, because it's just one of the most frustrating tactics to go against when you're facing hunters. So any way to stop this is a great move, in my opinion. And he's going to be really strong in the Chinese meta. He is in the meta. It's really like him, like in the most recent Chinese tournament that just happened in Identity 5. He was used. Like, Geisha was used the most, and then Smiley, and lastly him, but no one else was used. But he was used a few times, and it's because he is going to be viable. Like, if you like him, buy him. He's viable. He's going to be pretty strong, and hopefully I get him in the essence, but I do think I'm gonna pull the trigger on him and buy him. Spend the 4,500 clues and buy him, since I'm not that interested in the Perfumer or the Cowboy or Black and White. So I think I'm going to pull the trigger and buy the Feaster. And let me know in the comments, are you going to buy the Feaster? Do you think he will be strong, or eh? I'll be in the comment section like always. And I think I may do a video where I go over some things for high rank play, about the meta in high rank play and how I think it will shift, and some things I've seen in the Chinese meta after the most recent tournament really gave us a good idea on what it is. So if you want to see a video like that, tell me in the comment section below. If there's no interest, then I might as well not make it. But I basically make whatever video you comment, I'll make. I don't really care about my own videos. Whatever video y'all ask me to make, I will make. So I hope you enjoyed this video. And I will be doing a hunter guide for him, by the way. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If it was informative, if it did help you out in any way, please leave a like. I know this was a longer video, but it was a bigger update, a better update. So I felt like it was necessary. And we just hit 300 subscribers. We're still on the road to 500 subscribers. So every subscriber counts. If you want to see more patch notes analysis, more survivor guides, more hunter guides, more tips and tricks, subscribe to the channel. And that'll be all for the video. Bye.